So we're going back to Missouri, and we're talking about my favorite topic, which is social equity and theft of said social equity, because in Missouri, serious concerns are surfacing about predatory contracts within the state's social equity marijuana program. This initiative was meant to provide opportunities for those impacted by the war on drugs, including disadvantaged business owners and disabled veterans. However, recent reports reveal that the reality may be far from this goal. Destiny Brown, a Black disabled veteran, was under the impression she would own and operate a cannabis dispensary with the help of investor Michael Hollow, who promised $200,000 in support. Brown's qualifications included her veteran status and her father's marijuana offense, and seemed to align perfectly with the program's intentions. However, the fine print of the contract she signed aimed to give Hollow full control of the business, using Brown as a front due to his own disqualifying felony. This is not an isolated incident. Contracts obtained by the Missouri Independent suggest a pattern where out-of-state companies and cannabis insiders exploit qualified applicants to secure licenses, only to marginalize them for profits and decision-making. The practice of using these applicants as mere legal fronts is drawing scrutiny from legal experts who deem these contracts as potentially predatory. Potentially is laughable there. Investigations are currently underway. The Missouri Division of Cannabis Regulation is examining several licenses to ensure they remain genuinely owned and operated by eligible individuals. Meanwhile, Destiny Brown has to take steps to distance herself from Hollow and his associates, hiring a lawyer and appealing the revocation of her license. However, her appeal faces challenges due to procedural issues, raising concerns about the fairness of the process. In a broader context, this situation highlights significant challenges within the social equity cannabis programs as they struggle to fulfill their promises amid exploitation by savvy insiders. As more details emerge, the focus remains on ensuring these programs genuinely benefit those they were designed to help. Obviously, this story makes me angry. We've spoken about this situation in Missouri quite a few times, and it went from Missouri's doing a great job with social equity to, oh, fuck, what's happening in Missouri? And if you read the article, it goes on to explain that it's pretty lengthy. This gentleman lives in Puerto Rico, first of all, and has 64 licenses throughout the United States, all which probably have these predatory contracts. So these aren't like people that are one-offs. These are people who are the same groups every time. I speak to applicants all the time, and I'm like, have you talked to XYZ? Well, I'm like, okay, cool. So all the usual suspects have already come and tried to steal your business. We can move forward with people who are going to actually bring you money. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. It's getting sad, and hopefully we can figure this out. You guys don't sign these fucking contracts. If you don't understand it, make sure you do before you sign something.
Man, oh man, this is. I mean, well, first of all, I've never said that Missouri had an amazing social equity program. I said that they have probably the best market out of all the markets in the country. But that
Missouri,
that has nothing to do with.
We're gonna sit down one day and say all the states' names and their capitals, and it's gonna be a fun day.
I know all the states' capitals.
Give him a cheat sheet if you're going to test.
I don't need to
50
cheat.
Names
I don't
deep.
need to cheat. I could pass all 50 states, no problem.
It's the pronunciation, bug dog.
It's not the pronunciation.
You're only going to get to the I's.
Let's talk about this. I want to stir the pot this morning. I am so sick of people complaining about not reading the fine print. Okay, you are not a victim. You are lazy. If you are successful enough to enter into the military and understand chain of command, SOPs, written instructions, and the way things are done, and you enter into an agreement that is going to at least give you almost $250,000, and you don't read the fine print on a 40-page agreement, and you don't hire an attorney for $250 to protect your $200,000, I'm sick and tired of people playing victim. It doesn't mean that social equity operators aren't exploited. It doesn't mean that the agreement was fair, but it does mean you dumb fucked up. Okay? And what this article says is that this guy was sued by somebody else before who said the same thing, and he won. He won the other lawsuit, and he made them pay his legal fees. So she didn't like the terms, and she says that she didn't read her agreement. And that, in my mind, is what is wrong with America across the board. Do the work, but don't complain about what you didn't get for the work you didn't do.
Yarrow, you can still end up in a predatory situation, which you well fucking know, even if you do the work, right? So there's still some people are just, those are those people that are going to
fuck up. This article's about. Yeah, you're right. I could also trip on a toy on my floor and split open my big toenail and end up having to go to the doctor because I have a blood clotting issue. But that's not what this article is about. This article, paragraph 2, says she didn't read the 40 pages. Now, if it was 400 pages or 4,000 pages, but 40 pages, for the love of God, everybody's got enough time to prioritize their business and to treat their business like a business. And she didn't do that. And that's really unfortunate for her. It's unfortunate for her partner. And it's unfortunate because she probably agreed to a set of terms that wasn't fair and equitable. But she did that. She didn't get taken advantage of. There's always somebody who's going to try to come up with a disproportionate set of outcomes that favors them and not you. And if you're in business and you don't look at that, then you're not ready to be in business.
It is a mistake, absolutely, but that's why these social equity applicants are preyed upon so much, because they don't have the fucking business acumen to go read the fucking contract. Bullshit, Yarrow, are you serious? Really?
Yeah, I am really serious.
Yarrow's really serious.
I'm really serious.
He's so serious.
Well, I'm glad that you have the education and you have the acumen and you have what it takes. But you know what? It sucks. Yes. Have these people made really bad decisions? Absolutely. Does she need you yelling it at the top of your voice on a Monday? Yes. No, because this woman just lost every fucking thing. She doesn't need to hear it from you. She knows she fucked up.
So if
that's capitalism. Didn't read the contract, you're screwed.
If she lost everything, did she or did she not get the $200,000? Because that's not a loss to me. That's a gain that wasn't as good as the gain I wanted. And unless Destiny Brown doesn't have a complete high school education, and unless Destiny Brown chose to bypass having a legal, like a contract lawyer look at her contract, we have to understand that our compassion needs to be reserved for the people who are not putting themselves in situations, but who got put in situations. And one of the biggest problems in this conversation right now is about a lack of ownership. And
lack of
without knowing more about her, it's hard for me to feel sorry and to lump this into the, we are all getting taken advantage of.
I don't think this is a feel sorry for me piece. I think this is a look at what's able to happen with guys like this guy who don't even fucking live in any of these states he's operating in. He has 64 fucking licenses. I bet with 64 contracts that look exactly like this one. This is a cautionary tale so that people do read the fucking contract.
So the moral of the story
is this is a great example of capitalism at work.
Capitalism is
great.
Those with
superior resources take advantage of those with less resources. That is America.
The commie talk. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day,
why is the cannabis industry in charge of social equity? Why aren't we looking at the banks and the industrialists who funded the slave trade? Why aren't we looking at the actual people who perpetrated social injustices in our country, paying this back? Why is it suddenly on the onus of cannabis?
I agree with you on that totally, bro. I am 100% with you on that. It should not be.
Further,
so right about that. It should not be on the backs of cannabis, for sure.
Agree, Jason. And I think that the social equity program has been flawed from the beginning because it has lumped in actors of privilege who have suffered from greed and avarice with people of color who were targeted by the FBI, CIA, and the drug game.
Right.
I know personally any people who are white appearing and were greedy and therefore got arrested and now have social equity permits. I know a lot of people are black and brown and economically disadvantaged. They're still left outside of the system.
Would you say those greedy white appearing folks?
For one, think that social equity is a boondoggle just in itself and should be abandoned, because it doesn't in any way reflect any sort of actual social justice or equity or parity.
But it's supposed to create generational wealth.
Listen, listen, Mathieu St. Germain, be glad that you're a married man, because that fucking speech you just gave was inspiring. Listen, I completely agree, and that is a large portion of what's wrong with the social equity programs, Jason.
You know what we call it, right, Jenny? We call it socialist equity.
Yeah, we call it fucked up. We call it fucked up because he's actually right. He's actually right. And I shouldn't fully fall upon cannabis for restorative justice in all aspects. But it is nice to say that here, we've created this wrong in our lifetime. We can also fix it with cannabis, right?
Look at
that. So, we can allow you an experience. But that's not what's happening. I agree with you.
Look at that, Mathieu St. Germain. You're right with your commie talk today.